Hi and welcome to this video. This is video 2 in a 4-part video series where I show how I made my single Running featuring Elske. In the first part we looked at the kick, the bass and the vocals. This part we will look at the chords and the drums. In the third part we look at the leads and effects, and in the fourth part we look at mastering and referencing. So let's get right to it, the chords and the drums. So let's start with the drums. A friend of mine, he helped me out with selecting some claps. So he sent over these parts for me to use because he thought it would work for this mix. Yeah, and he also did some processing, and then I did some more processing. So I use a lot of times an overdrive on my claps to give it a little more energy. And these layers I got from him. Yeah. So I had my clap, and he provided some layering.
You lay there on the kitchen floor.
Then there's hi-hats. So the hi-hats, well, it's pretty simple. I really boost the high end. Yeah, and I did it with both hi-hats, that's it. And there's some reverb on it through a send channel. That's this one. So those are the hi-hats, and then the drums. There's a snap.
Running for you.
So it's just a sample. Well, yeah, this is all very trivial. Like if you would have taken a different sample, maybe you wouldn't even have needed the processing. So I won't go into processing of these drums because it's really trivial. Shaker. Then a different hat.
It's you and me, so don't be shy. Just come.
Stadium claps. And I was really aggressive apparently with the cutting off of these samples. It's like, but it works, and if it works, it's good. Yeah, it's really ugly. So when I was working with Elske on this song, I was like, oh, this sample, everyone's using it right now. It's so stupid. And then I did leave it in the end, but it's really a really overused sample. Don't use this sample. It's horrible. You shouldn't use this one, but everyone's using that sample. So it's the Vengeance Electro House 2 Fill-ins 01. So there it is. And then the cha-cha claps. It sounds so good. Cha-cha claps. So what you do, you take a clap and you double it like, and then you reverse one of the claps and you put it in front of it, and then you add some reverb to it, maybe some overdrive or some EQing. Add to taste, and that's the drums. So then the chords. Well, the most interesting part of which catches your attention is the guitar. And it's the Ableton guitar. So when you buy the Ableton Live Suite version, you get a guitar pack included, and I used the plugged one, so I put articulate on full, and then it sounds approximately like this, and then I had some ping pong delay, and that's it. That's the lead sound, like the and then for all the chords, I did referencing to get the mix sounding like records on the radio also do. Scary. And then I noticed like some frequencies were missing and some were too present, and then I do a band by band edit to get my song sounding the way it should on the radio. So I'll get into that in the fourth video of this series, like the referencing. But basically, yeah, there's a lot of effects on the chords bus. So without it would sound like this, and then with. Well, and what it is, I don't even remember, but apparently, so I divided this into 3 bands, And I decided this band, it needed compression, so that's what I did. And then I gave more level to the highest band. And then sidechain compression, filtering throughout the song. You can see the envelope here. Volume automation, because when you use the filter you lose some of your level and then you want to retain that. So this is basically the opposite of the filter, so you can see them here. Then there's overdrive to add some frequency, so without and with. And then another EQ, which is well, probably to carve out some space for the vocal or for the lead sounds to have some space in that frequency range. And then the deep blue glitch for the effect, like the pitch bending. And then the layers of the chords. So there's this layer I just showed you, like with the guitar. This is all it's doing. And then in the verse, it's an Ableton stock preset with some reverb, some EQing and a lot of ping pong delay. But you hardly even hear this one because it's really in the background, but it fills it up. And then a complete mix.
You lay there on
but without.
the kitchen floor. It seems like you can't take no.
So it's really a mixing thing. And then a third layer, the piano. Vienna Grand, I can really recommend it. It's such a good piano. It's for Contact, so go out and buy it. And then this sound, it's like the analog sound. So I used a preset to get that one from Kashmir's first sample pack. He also includes Thailand presets. And it sounds like this. I actually had a completely different lead for this, and then I was on holiday in Austria, and I was sitting in the car mixing. Never do that, but then I did it, and I found this sound, and I was like, oh, this is good, this works. And then I play with the cutoff of the filter. And then I add a piano. And then the drop, where you have the most layers. So you have the whoop 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 sound, the analog kind of vintage thing. And the guitar and the piano. And I add some serum. It's that same one I used in the tutorial how you can do the Chocolate Puma song with fire beats. So PL Snickers. And then this one. And this is also just a mixing, like this operator doing a saw wave, and then I boost some frequencies. This is just to like get a full-bodied song. So sometimes you lack frequencies and you do the referencing, and then you're like, ooh, this is missing. And well, a sawtooth can be a good filler as an ingredient. So I think this is it for the chords. Yeah, so there we are. This is the second video, and thanks for watching. If you liked it, click like, subscribe, and the whole deal. And I'll see you next video. Cheerios.